Hi, welcome to the Hawaii Real Estate Report. I'm Scott Sakata.
And I'm Jeff Orig.
Today our guest is Dale Tomei. He's the education coordinator at the Hawaii Home Ownership Center. And we actually had Dale on a couple seasons ago, but we wanted to bring him back on again because we feel this is a very important organization for the people of Hawaii.
Dale, welcome back.
Thanks for having us back with you folks.
Can you tell us what the Hawaii Home Ownership Center is?
Okay, the Hawaii Home Ownership Center is a nonprofit organization. We're affiliated with NeighborWorks America, which is a national organization chartered by Congress. We opened our doors on Oahu in October of 2003. Since then, we branched out to the island of Kauai, September of 2004. Since then, we've opened 2 branches on the Big Island, one in Hilo, one in Kona, in 2007. Now, initially, we were going to try and open an office in Maui, but now we're looking at planning, hopefully anyway, to have an office on Maui by 2010.
Okay.
So that's been pushed back, with the economy and whatnot. So hopefully we'll be there sooner or later. But currently we have just over 1,700 families that are members of the center. A large part of them, almost 1,000 actually on Oahu, since we've been here the longest. Of those 1,700 families, just over, I think, 1,300 families have actually gotten their certificate. So they've gone to classes, they've gone through counseling, they've got their pre-purchase education certificate. Of those 1,300 graduates, I think the last count stats that we took was about 49% of them have either purchased their homes or are currently in escrow.
Wow.
With another 250 nearing mortgage readiness.
Wow.
So quite an accomplishment. Yeah.
Just on average, I guess I know every situation is different, but on average, how long does it take someone from once they come into the center, going through the program before they actually buy a home, on average?
It's difficult. That's a real difficult, because we've had families come to us, they're pretty much ready to go.
Okay.
They didn't have a whole lot. In fact, some families, they didn't even realize that they were that close.
Okay.
It's just a matter of, maybe raising their credit scores a little bit, or, saving a little bit more for down payment. Or just, they just wanted to feel a little bit more comfortable about the whole process in general, and they just wanted more information. I've seen families come to us, and in 1 month, they were ready to purchase. And when I say 1 month, basically they may be ready to purchase, and they just needed a certificate to qualify for maybe some type of assistance, down payment assistance, a grant, matching funds program, first-time home buyer program. So just that added assistance, made it possible. Yeah. And then we have some families that are a little bit more long-term. Young couples, they're kind of just starting to entertain the thought of maybe starting. Yeah. What can they do now to start preparing themselves so they create these opportunities? So, and actually that's the best way to do it. Come to us as soon as possible, and then you can learn what you can start doing to better your situation. So those families are a little bit more long-term. So that's why we offer a lifetime membership, because the center cannot determine what that time frame is for the family. It's all ultimately up to them, whether they want to be ready in 6 months, a year, 3 years, 5 years. So it's a lifetime membership, so they can progress at their own progress. And again, hopefully we can encourage them to increase these opportunities, and instead of just waiting for good luck to happen.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
what are the various areas that you can help with, like in training, or I see here you have addressed various barriers and overcoming obstacles.
Oh, okay. Well, for a lot of families coming to the center, typically what happens is they go out looking for a home because they want to buy a house, and it's usually because someone they know did just that. They bought a house. So they try to look for a house, find something they really like, then scrounge up whatever monies they got, put some money down, apply for the mortgage. And it's becoming a lot tougher to qualifying for that mortgage. And for most of us, if we're looking at buying a house, we got to borrow money. So we're trying to reverse this, where they prepare ahead of time, start addressing the barriers before they apply. And it's not about applying for the mortgage, find out what we need to fix, and then start addressing it. Let's fix them before we even apply. Yeah. So some of the barriers, income versus housing costs, home prices are expensive in Hawaii. And incomes, well, a lot of times we don't make as much as we want to make. It's never enough. And so one of the primary objectives of the center is to try to find any type of resource that the families qualify for and connect them to those qualifying families to help bridge that gap towards affordability. Another barrier might be too much debt. And again, qualifying for a mortgage, that's a critical component of qualifying. So we, through our education classes, as well as working with the counselors in individual confidential meetings, they can start working to address that too much debt issue, where they might have money in the bank, good paying job, but too high a debt ratio is basically hurting their chances of qualifying. So again, they can work individually with the families as well as the counselors to address that.
Okay. We'll be right back. We'll just hang on. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. Thanks. Hi, welcome back. We're here with Dale Tomei of the Hawaii Homeownership Center, and we were just talking about some of the barriers that the center helps people overcome. So if we can continue with that.
Okay, we touched upon a couple of them so far: income versus housing costs, too much debt. Next one, lack of down payment. Some families still believe that they need to come in with 20% down payment, and that a lot of times that's holding them back, because that's in Hawaii with our home prices, it's a huge amount of money. Mm-hmm. But I think it's more important to understand how down payment applies towards the actual mortgage itself and how lenders see that down payment. So there are some options, and then the counselors, work with them to understand, if they go these different routes, how does it impact their home buying process? Mm-hmm. How does it impact their purchase? But also, what to expect for the future. How does it impact their future? And so they can make a better consumer decision as far as which type of product or which direction they go with.
Yeah, and I think, the center, and I didn't know that either. A lot of people still don't know about you guys, the Homeownership Center, and the different types of programs that are out there for mm-hmm. first-time home buyers. So, every time we meet someone who's just starting out looking to buy a home, we always try and recommend them to at least go take a look at the center, because again, yeah, you always think you need the down payment and whatever savings you have, but then that's not the case. There are many other programs and grants and mm-hmm. Other city assistance and national assistance that people can get. So I guess that's why it's good to talk to a counselor about that. Yes.
Well, and not only to find out which programs they qualify for, but because if you're not ready to purchase, it doesn't matter whether the programs are funded. Mm-hmm. But half the challenge is identifying which programs you do qualify for. Mm-hmm. Now, as we progress towards being ready to become a home buyer, let's find out then. We know we qualify. Now let's find out which ones are available, which ones are funded. And in some instances, I've seen families use multiple programs. Yeah. And each one of them adding some assistance towards, again, making it a little bit more affordable to become a home purchaser. So again, lack of down payment, there's some options out there. Lack of information, if you're like many of us, you grew up in an environment where, parents rented, grandparents rented, there's kind of a lost sense of what's the real value of home ownership. And one of the biggest values of home ownership is, the building of wealth or the building of equity. And equity is the value of what I own minus what I owe. Before the center was open, there was a study done comparing the equity of homeowners to renters. And at that time, prior to 2003 when we opened, the disparity was homeowners had 12 to 13 times more equity than those who rented, 2/3 of that in the properties that they purchased. Now, in the last few years, we've been experiencing a market boom. The study was redone about 10 months ago, and that disparity is now 42 times more equity for homeowners compared to renters, in large part because the properties had appreciated in value. So a lot of benefits in home ownership. And the last one is a feeling of hopelessness. And it's usually because of a combination of these barriers, as well as hearing median home prices at record highs.
And living in Hawaii.
Yeah, and we're hearing, especially nowadays, a lot of doom and gloom but there's, any type of situation presents opportunities. And it's a matter of preparing ourselves so we can take advantage of those opportunities. So if we wait and just wait till the opportunity is just right in our face, it might be too late.
Exactly.
Right. It's about preparing ahead of time. Yeah.
So, I mean, who's the center for? I mean,
Well, the center, basically, anybody interested in home ownership. I think there's a misconception that we only help low-income families. A large portion of our families that have purchased, by the way, I believe almost 50% of the families that have purchased were, less than 80% of the median income. But we've had airline pilots, university professors, people that make good money, and it starts with money management. And it doesn't matter what income you make, that doesn't make you a better manager of your money.
That's right.
So it starts with good money management, and people just in general want more information, as far as just bettering their position to qualifying for that mortgage. So I would say, I think it's changed a little bit since the last time we were on the show, but about 90% of our families are first-time home buyers. 10%, they already purchased a home, and they're wanting more information regarding investment properties. We're now getting calls regarding foreclosures. We also, in fact, most times our program specifically focuses on the pre-purchase end, but because we're affiliated with NeighborWorks America, we are also addressing some foreclosure situations. None of our members so far, but we are helping families that are non-members. If they're running into trouble, to contact the center. We can help trying to work something out with the servicers.
Can we pause right here and
Sure.
then we'll pick this up when we come back?
Okay, sure.
Okay. Okay, Dale, before the break, you were talking about how the center can help people that are going into foreclosure. Can you start to expand on that?
Okay. Well, the center is part of a national program with NeighborWorks America that is basically helping families to try and come to rectifiable solutions if they're running into trouble. So basically, if you're going through a situation where it's starting to become tough, hopefully before it gets to the point of foreclosure, we're encouraging families to contact the center. They don't have to become members of the center, but the center can try and help them, again, come to an equitable solution for all parties involved. So we have 3 counselors on Oahu, and we service the state. But basically, if you're calling from a neighbor island, you'll be working over the phone. And a lot of times the counselors will get on the phone with the family that's in trouble, as well as make a 3-party conference call with the servicer, and then try and, again, come to some type of solution where all parties can actually prevent the worst case scenario, which is foreclosure. So that's an added, an added service that the center does. And again, you don't have to be a member. The service is free.
Okay, so if someone wanted to be a member, be part of the center, what do they need to do?
You can give us a call. We encourage everyone to go to an orientation first. Now, for the foreclosure people, they can just call us.
Yeah.
But anyone that's interested in becoming a pre-purchase member, so basically, how can I get ready to become a homeowner? Call the center, 523-9500. We have branches on Oahu, Kauai, Hilo, Kona. And we have orientations. Now, we also have an orientation online. Our website is www.hihomeownership.org. If you just Google Hawaii Homeownership Center, that'll pull it up. Good information as far as upcoming orientation. We normally post our upcoming orientation schedules for all islands there. We also have an option of the online orientation. So say you're living on the other side of the island, and it's difficult to attend an in-person live orientation. That is that option where you can go online and just go through the slides and read that information. And if you have any questions, just give us a call.
And then once they go through the orientation, then they want to be part of the program, is the cost?
There is a membership fee, and it's mainly a commitment fee because initially when we opened our doors in 2003, because much of our services are underwritten by government grants at the federal, state, county level, as well as donations from organizations, associations, and individuals, that pretty much covered all our services. So we offered classes for free. And like anything for free, if you schedule a Saturday morning class and it's sunny outside, nobody shows up. So basically, we wanted our families to understand, it is a commitment. So we charge a $100 membership fee, and it is per home buying unit. So it doesn't matter if you're a single person or purchasing with 12 other people, one membership. And then once you become a homeowner, we refund half of that back to you. And you're still a lifetime member at the center. And we also offer post-purchase workshops where we help you to protect your investment.
So what are the various classes and services that you would offer?
In the pre-purchase education classes, it consists of 4 modules. It used to be 8 hours. So now we're saying it's a minimum of 8 hours. Because when we update the material, we found that it's adding a little bit of time. So it's 4 modules, 8 to 9 hours basically. The first module, money management. And it starts with money management. So it's ideally taking control of our money instead of, after we spend it, realizing what happened to it. So it starts with money management. Then we talk about understanding credit and how does it apply to us? How does our credit apply towards the loan? So it's about working on things that we can have control over. Then when they're ready, their counselors will schedule them to attend getting a mortgage loan. And in that class, we bring in a lender to share information, not to do commercials, but share information. So they learn about the different types of mortgages, how different ones are applied. So it's about education, knowing what the options are and hopefully finding or understanding which one fits their situation. And then the last module is shopping for a home. And in that class, we bring in a real estate agent. And they share information about real estate. As far as how to price negotiate, how to look for amenities to fit their family needs. They'll learn all of that stuff. How to shop for a home, basically. And everybody likes down because that's
they're ready to go.
Yeah, they're ready to go at that point.
Okay. Well, we'll be right back after this messages.
Okay, Dale, we were on a radio show just the other day, and a woman called in. She asked, she's in a situation where she's currently up to date on her payments, but she had a variable interest rate loan, and right now it's at 12%, so she's starting to have a hard time. She's already contacted the bank and tried to do some sort of a loan modification, but they say they can't help her until she starts to become late on her payments and default on the loan.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of an unfortunate situation because there are a lot of fires. I mean, as far as families that are late already. So I guess the lenders are trying to focus on the fires first, and it's unfortunate because a lot of these families, they don't want to be late. They're doing the right thing by contacting the lender early. But from what we're hearing on the foreclosure counseling side is this new stimulus package that the new administration is putting out is looking at that problem as well. So we don't know the details. I believe the details will be coming out March 3rd or March 4th. And we'll have a little bit more information as far as what the details of how it's going to be assisting these families that are not in trouble yet. Well, actually, I should say they're in trouble, but they're not late yet.
Yeah.
So March 3rd, March 4th, we should be hearing some information. So that there is going to be some relief for these families.
Okay. You mentioned that foreclosure counseling is a service. Anything else that you guys have at the center?
Well, actually, another thing new with the center is we do have an in-house broker, mortgage broker. Now, it is separate. It's called HHOC Mortgage, and the center still promotes members, non-members, that they should still shop for their loan. Not only for the best price, but also good relationships. But it's an added service, an added option for families, and they don't even have to be members of the center. We do have members that will at least talk to our servicing person. His name is Von Owen. In fact, I have his number here. It's 523-9505. But again, if you just want to talk to someone, this is my situation. He's really good about comparing numbers, and I've even heard him, say this is really not a good option for you right now. So easy to talk to. But again, separate from the center. Yeah. So that's an added, I guess, an added option for our clients as well as non-members at the center.
Any success stories you've had with families going through the center?
Actually, we've had a lot. In fact, some families that haven't even purchased. Some successes is, I know of some families that, in fact, one of the families I heard that in 18 months they paid down $30,000 worth of debt.
Wow.
And they're so excited because they know the potential of what they're doing. They can save a down payment. We've had some families that have, they purchased initially going through the program, and they've already upgraded. They bought the small 1-bedroom, 1-bath townhouse, sold, and now they live in a single-family house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So again, the first one is the tough one, right? That's the one that we got to come out with the most money out of our own pockets. But if we can sustain home ownership, ultimately we can start taking advantage of the equity that's built with.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you still offering the post-purchase classes as well?
Yes, we do. Part of the membership is the pre-purchase education and counseling. The counseling, they can meet with their counselors anytime they want to, as often as they want to. And part of the program is even after they purchase their homes, an added benefit would be how can I keep my home? So how can I sustain long-term home ownership? And we basically survey our membership. Now that you've purchased your home, what kind of issues are you running into? What kind of speakers can we bring in the form of a workshop? That would assist them. And so it might be addressing, easy home maintenance, how to avoid foreclosure situations, wills and trusts, maybe about even life insurance, information about that. So any type of information that we bringing in speakers and sharing that information with our clients is an added benefit.
Well, we probably could go on some more, but unfortunately we've run out of time. Again, we want to thank our guest, Dale Tomei from the Hawaii Homeownership Center. And until next time, I'm Scott Sakata.
I'm Jeff Warwick.
See you next time.
Thanks.
That was fast. That one went by fast.
Very good, very good.